What's going on, traders? Welcome to Investing Trends, where we talk about the latest news and trades on trending stocks. Welcome back to the Ark Invest series. In this video, we track the daily trades of the popular ETF of Ark Invest on a consolidated basis, the trading activity of all 5 ETFs combined, and look for trends on trading activity to pick up and choose favorites and promising ones. Sure, you can just buy the ETF and pay Ark the management fee. That is a passive way to invest, and if that works for you, then go right ahead. This is for more active investors who likes to pick and choose after doing due diligence on individual stocks. So another horrendous week for Ark Invest. The ETF just continues to plummet and it just keeps going down and down. Is this the start of a market crash, or are we hitting the bottom? Ark Invest lost a lot of money again, and retail investors are about to throw up. A lot of investors who just bought the passive ETFs are down more than 20% on Ark ETFs. Look at this performance. The ETFs got crushed as their main stock, Tesla, plummeted, and even Palantir kept going down the drain. 20% down in a matter of 3 weeks is a serious drawdown that you need to really think about and take into account. Did you get shaken out by the market and sold shares this week? You just couldn't bear to see it go down lower, worried that maybe it will go down to 30% next week? Well, I want to let you know that Cathie Wood lost more than $13 billion these past 3 weeks. Yes, you heard it right, $13 billion, not millions, but billions. Her total portfolio market value is $44.5 billion. Check it out. If we add up all of these up here, it is $44.5 billion, and 3 weeks ago, this was at $57 billion. Aunt Cathie, it would be great if you can just donate $1 billion of that to me. So if you couldn't bear the red ink in your portfolio and sold shares, then you need to ask yourself, what is your plan? Do you have a plan? If you sold shares this week, are you out of the stock market for good? Or when are you buying back in? Do you have a target buy price? If you don't have answers to these questions, you don't have a strategy, a playbook, and you're just trading emotionally. That's when the phrase headless chicken running around fits well. And some of you may wonder, what am I doing? First, I want to remind you that I don't have a crystal ball, but I can be transparent with you about my plan. What I am doing is that I am still hanging on to my shares. Yes, they took a hit, and my options got hit even worse. But if you remember, I told you that I was taking some profits a few weeks ago, and I'm ready and standing by to deploy that cash back into the market and buying the dip. To be honest, I am not sweating just yet in this market correction. Look at the charts. We are just back down to levels of 3 months ago. It's just the past 3 months ago getting wiped out. And during this market correction, I used a very small amount of the profit that I took to buy the dip. But I'm waiting. I want it to go down even more before I fully utilize this cash. Once I use all the cash and market continues to tank where I don't have any more cash reserve, then I'll be sweating. With that in mind, today I'll be going over only the stocks I mentioned in the past of getting involved and buying in my channel. It'll be a bit sneaky and deceiving to only show you the performance of the stocks I talk about when times are good, right? So first on the list, Teladoc Health. I was very excited for this stock and chose it instead of CRISPR Therapeutics. I am still holding to this and I'm currently down 4%. And speaking of CRISPR, I just want to compare it with Teladoc Health, where it is down 4% in the past 3 months. CRISPR is down 24%. I'm glad that I bought Teladoc Health instead of CRISPR. Let me scroll to the right so you can see the daily trades for the stocks here. You can see that ARK is still seeing the fury of the Red Sea. Market value just going down across the board. Nintendo, my first stock where I publicly announced to follow ARK Invest on this trade. The trend was very good where Ark just kept buying shares of Nintendo and never selling shares until recently, where the investor outflow happened. The same way I follow Ark to buy Nintendo shares, I follow Ark and sold shares of Nintendo stock with a total gain of 8%. If I timed it right, I could have gotten more than 30%, but profit is profit and made money following Cathie on this trade. Palantir stock was something that I got in before Ark Invest and my cost basis is super low. I am holding onto the stock and up bigly. Pterodyne is up next, where I told you guys I'd be buying the stock along with Bill.com a few weeks ago. This was the most recent stock I mentioned and technically is buying at the top as the video was published on February the 7th. I am down 12% on Pterodyne and still holding as I said before. I like what the company does and I am not simply just following Ark Invest. I will worry what Ark is doing if I simply follow Cathie Wood without any of my own conviction. Besides, looking at Ark's trades, it's not showing any red flags yet, with the trend actually being a bit positive. I'm still feeling good about the stock investment and holding strong. Here are the daily trades for you to take a closer look. Hope going through this list and sharing my thoughts gives you some more color on the current state of stock market. It would be amazing. I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel and hit that like button for more videos like this one. Next up is another stock that I got in before Ark invested, and that is DraftKings. I bought into this stock pretty early as well. Looking back at my videos, I published this video about DraftKings back on November 19th of 2020, and the stock was trading at around $48.88 at the time, $49, $50. The stock closed at $59 on Friday. You can do the math on how much I'm up. I'm still confident on the stock and holding. I'll scroll to the right here to show you the daily trades. There are of course other stocks in this list that are exciting and great investments, so check out the ones that I'm not highlighting and search for new investment ideas or track the ones that you personally own. And next up we have Skills. Skills stock is a stock that I mentioned of getting in earlier this year on January the 6th, 2021. The stock at the time was trading around $23 per share, and this Friday, the stock closed at $27.45. Clearly, I am up on the stock and not sweating. And here are the daily trades. If you're feeling a little down, if you're feeling sad about losing so much money this week, don't give up hope. Learn from your mistakes, see what you're doing wrong. You need to self-reflect and realize whether you actually have a strategy or just buying and selling very emotionally. Be true to yourself. Plus, you need to have an action plan of what would you do if the market kept going down further, if it kept crashing and crashing. What is your plan going to be? Are you going to be okay with your portfolio going down even more? So in this section, we have Butterfly Networks, which was originally a SPAC called Longview Acquisition that merged with Butterfly Networks. I didn't make a separate video on this stock, but I think I mentioned it on one of these weekend videos. I am up 6% on this stock and still holding. Not selling like the Nintendo stock, which is something I just simply followed Ark Invest. I did my own due diligence on Butterfly. I like the company and what it does and holding onto the stock even during the market correction. But here it is, folks, Virgin Galactic stock. This stock was a really wild ride where it went up huge and then it crashed down, and the one that I'm most concerned. The date for the space launch got pushed back to May, which was devastating to the stock. But that's not all. The freaking chairman, Chamath, sold all of his personal shares of space. This is a big deal. There are a lot of hate on Chamath for misleading investors, as he tweeted that he would be holding shares, while we find that he actually sold his shares as the chairman of Virgin Galactic. The CFO of the company got changed as well. So overall, not in the best shape, and frankly, I am most concerned about the stock. For the sake of transparency, I have not sold the stock yet and plan to keep it around a bit longer. I see that Cathie bought a lot of shares of Virgin Galactic, but who knows? She hasn't been doing so hot lately. I am down 15% on the stock and holding at the moment. Let me scroll to the right here for you so you can take a look at the daily trades. We're nearing the end here, and looking at the stocks, I hope you realize that I'm not sweating as my biggest loss so far is Virgin Galactic being down 15%. And let me know in the comment section below if I missed any stocks where I mentioned of buying it in the past. Happy to cover on my next video or respond to you in the comment section below. Here's the last section where we have Bill.com. I mentioned the stock when I talked about Pterodyne on February the 7th. I am down 3% on the stock and ARK doesn't seem to be selling off on this stock, so feeling good about its future prospects. Well, that's it for this video. I hope going through the stocks I mentioned in the past and sharing my current state of mind on them helps you on your trades and make money. Let me know any questions or comments in the comment section below, or feel free to email me directly. I thank you, appreciate you, and see you next time.